This is like the nicest day ever. I said, let me come outside to take advantage of just the quietness, the niceness outside. You know, not too hot, good shade. Now I'm at the park. I'm at the park. Happy Sunday, fun day, happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody's still getting their relaxation going on. If you're traveling, having fun with the family, or whatever you're doing for this Memorial Day. Just enjoy whatever it is. So, okay, so this is why I came on. I want to do this video on tomorrow, but I might not do a traditional motivational Monday. I might just pop on tomorrow at some point, but I really want to kind of get this out the way. So this is more like a continual Friday's video, Friday live I did for my free Friday on meaning behind dreams. So I did a blog post which is already up. I already posted it. It's on aprilblog.online. You also can here on Facebook you can click like the link like on my previous post and it comes up. You can go on aprilblog.online and it's the first story that comes up. Dreams have meaning, you know, and I've been I was kind of like intrigued to have done this video probably like 2 years ago. That's when I really started just kind of getting into it on just trying understanding more of my dreams, understanding, you know, why I have the dreams I have. And I'm not saying I don't have nightmares or anything like that. I don't have those things, but there were times that I did. So I kind of wanted to know, you know, like kind of the breakdown on that. And that is kind of like 2 years ago, I happened to stumble across, I was on, you know, YouTube, and also I do YouTube as well. I happened to see a video about, you know, dream interpretations and things like that. Hey, Shorty G, happy Sunday. I'm at the park chilling and chatting. So, this is the first time you caught my live, like actually me doing the live. So, like I was saying, I lose my train of thought real quick. So I was like 2 years ago I was following like this pastor talking about like dream interpretations and stuff like that, and like the breakdown of the certain dreams or whatnot. So I said, okay, this is interesting. So I kind of been like following him like ever since, and you know, it makes sense, a lot of things. So y'all have to go back and watch that live from Friday. But I want to continue it because I did a blog post which is already up. So Charlotte, you need to go ahead and watch that blog post too, on that. So on aprilblog.online. So okay, so this the recap. On some stuff talk about Friday is pay attention to your dreams. Dreams that have meaning behind you. You're not dreaming just to be dreaming. You're dreaming because it's something significant behind the dream. And especially like if you're having like a lot of like night terrors and nightmares and things like that, stuff that's becoming repetitive in a dream. You don't understand why you're dreaming that. You're dreaming about like you talking to deceased people and things like that. That's like masquerading stuff. So you kind of things can be masquerading as your familiar person, the person you know that was once alive. So just be careful with that. So I learned about that. I still got my notes from Friday. I was saying like how certain things can mean setback. Like if you're in a dream, you're in a dream and you're like on an elevator and you keep like the numbers keep going down. So that means like setback, or that means you're not getting promoted. But if you're dreaming, you're on an elevator, numbers keep going up, that means like promotion and things like that. If you're eating in a dream, having sex in a dream, stuff like that, that can also mean like witchcraft, stuff like that. So that was some of the stuff I learned, which I never did any of that in a dream. But I had, but to be transparent, I did have dreams to where deceased family members, I was conversating with them in a dream. So and it seemed real. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is a dream. Like you know, this person passed away. And then I'll say probably like I hear a couple of days later somebody in my family member they passed away or whatever. So I have had dreams like that. You know, familiar dreams and stuff like that. Hey, cuz Margie. So I have had those type dreams. I've had dreams to where it's just like crazy stuff, like me back in my childhood, me getting chased by dogs, stuff like that. Like I did have those vivid dreams like that. So I did have that, but I never like back in the day, I never like really like woke up and like rebuke or cancel any of those dreams out when I used to have them. Like I was still like, okay, this is a nightmare. I wouldn't like, you know, challenge those dreams or anything like that. But now if I was to have like a nightmare or something like that, I would challenge those dreams, because now that I know better. So y'all got to go check out that blog post. Okay, so to add on to what I was saying from Friday, like symbols, you see like you say you're in a dream, and then somebody in the dream like giving you different currency, like different money. Like say we're American, when we're getting something in the dream, somebody like from Paris, they're giving us like their currency, like francs and stuff like that. And then what's the Japanese currency, like yen or whatever their currency is. So say if you're getting like different currency in the dream, so that means like something, like if you're constantly having no dream, they were saying that can symbolize that something can be confusion within your finances. That's what I've read. Spirit of poverty dreams, like you're dreaming like you're somebody gives you money, like they like in dark clothing and things like that in your dream. That means dreams of depression. You seen like a bunch of darkness, people around you got dark clothing and things like that. And also the guy Kevin Union was talking about, depends on like our culture. Like say like, you know, every culture is different. Like you got some people, like, you know, you have the African culture and our culture, like their dreams, their meaning is different like from our meaning. So it all depicts on like our culture. Like if you dream of like a, you know, somebody like a wedding, that can mean the opposite, that's gonna be like a funeral or something like that. Because I wrote it down, it was a lot. And then also on my blog, because I wrote everything on my blog too, that some of the stuff he was talking about. Yeah, give me a second, because it's like a whole lot. I'm dreaming about infestation, like roaches, rats, and things like that. That can mean like the spirit of poverty. You having like infestation going on in your dreams, spirit of poverty. What else? Some good stuff, something that resonated with me. Superstition, things like that. So say like, and I know like a lot of times we engage in, because we know it was passed down to, from generation. We don't know, like that's the superstition that's coming from our tradition. If you engage in things like that, those like we're basically like evoking whatever spirit like on that superstition. Like some people, like you heard the saying that some people like bury their umbilical cord, the baby's umbilical cord or whatever, like in the ground. So, and then they say usually when that happens, that's like something the Africans used to practice, burying those things in the ground. And then what that does, that the baby start to have like nightmares and things like that. Like traditions, sometimes the stuff that we get from other cultures, but they do it like more like a ritual or rite in their culture. So stuff like that, like they saying putting a brown paper bag over the baby's forehead, like stop the hiccups. So those are like superstition things, like stuff that we even did. Like I ain't even gonna lie, because that stuff we kind of grew up in. That's superstition. Like you got like the water, what they call it, like the water ritual, things like that. You know, that stuff that's passed down. Other cultures did it, but we just kind of adopted it. So that's why we can pretty much open doors and evoke certain things that happen in our lives. Like we're tied into like superstition, traditions, different things that, you know, we like our generations have done before us, and then we're tied into that. So yeah, that now some of that stuff, yeah, because I can attest to that, because I even did that, just not even knowing stuff I grew up doing. There's some good stuff. We talk about superstition. Talk about umbilical cord. And also, like, when you think about, talk about like Job in the Bible, like how like fear was his biggest thing, like how a lot of things happened to him because of fear, that he feared a lot of stuff. So that's why, like, I think like his kids died, his first wife and all that stuff, because those are things he fears. So the things that you fear the most, usually you open that door for that to happen. So just being careful, watching like the things that you fear. So that's another thing that we're unknowingly, like, you know, opening doors to stuff because you evoking fear in that. Trying to keep up with a lot of stuff. Talked about receiving different currency. If they say if you are in a dream and you're taking money from somebody and you don't even know who the person is or whatever, and you already in real life you have financial issues in real life, then a lot of the time you're still in the deal, because they say when you're taking stuff from somebody in a dream, it's basically, that's like an agreement type thing, like you're still in the deal when you're taking, eating the dream, having sex with somebody in the dream. You're basically like still in the deal when in that dream. That's like a lot of time they say like demons, they need you to, what's the word I'm trying to use, they need you to like basically accept what it is that they're trying to do. So whenever you're receiving it, you basically accept whatever that is. So if you're like receiving something, you basically accepting it. So they'll say whenever you do that, and you can remember your dream, to wake up and rebuke and bind and say certain prayers over yourself when you wake up, and which I have those prayers like on my blog site, on April Blog Down Online, the new story that I just dropped. So go back and look at that. Some stuff you could be saying every morning whenever you wake up. A lot of times when we how we also get attached to certain stuff is the places that we go. If you're going to like say haunted houses, if you're going to see fortune tellers and things like that, like those places are basically like hollowed out for different spirits and stuff to come near. So when you go to these places and you're getting palm reads and things like that, you're evoking whatever it is. So a lot of times, you know, those things follow you on whatever objects in your home. Those things kind of like follow you. They attach to you, those spirits or things like that. So they usually come like in your dream. If you're getting haunted, or if you certain things is kind of coming up, crazy stuff coming up in your life, like, you know, you tend to be losing things, relationships are changing, you can't seem to get ahead because you're not forming agreement, whatever that is. So those are some of the reasons why you will have like those real invasive, lucid, dark dreams, because the places you go, the things that you participate in. So that is true. Like you're kind of opening up yourself for certain attacks. That's what it is. So y'all, this is deep. Like that's why I kind of want to come on just to talk a little bit about what I wrote about, because like I said, I was following this now for like 2 years. It's kind of like understanding the dream analysis, like why we have the dreams we have, you know, what's the meaning behind certain things. And like I said on Friday too, you're not supposed to be talking to like deceased family members, anything deceased, you know, in a dream. That's not your family member. That's a masquerading spirit. So this kind of, when you wake up and you know, so I talked to the person, this thing in the dream, then you have to immediately wake up and take authority and bind it in Jesus Christ's name whenever you realize that you have been doing that. Unless I wrote down, if you are in your dream and then you're like in your car and you're trying to pick up the car, but the car is not moving, the car won't start, nothing won't, you putting your foot in the gas, is not moving, that can mean stagnation. In that you putting your foot in the gas is not moving, so that's stagnation. That's what that means. You see yourself begging in a dream, that's a part that means poverty. You see yourself, you in like in dirty places, dirty clothes, that's poverty. and evil, things like that. So just kind of like, I mean, it is good to kind of know this, because a lot of times things can be passed down from generational cultures, you know. So and then a lot of times things that probably people like in our family did before us, it's passed down, because the Bible talks about that from to third generation. So we gotta just, a lot of times we are paying for the sins of our parents and grandparents or whatever. So we just got to kind of know a lot of times why we having certain reoccurring dreams, and start to like put the puzzle pieces together and start to begin to basically just see by changing it. You know, a lot of things are not going to change just by praying. A lot of things going to come by fasting and praying. A lot of these things will be broken off through fasting, because praying by itself, like the connection, the spirit can be so strong and attached, so it's going to come by fasting to break it off. You know, so just kind of pay attention to your dream, because they do correlate with your life, because they said the spiritual world is like the parent of the physical world, the world we're currently in. Like everything starts with the spiritual world, like your blessings, whatever breakthrough, it starts in the spiritual realm first. God, before you get your breakthrough, God already released it. Before anything, you know, before anything, hey Marty, for any bad thing happen, it already been done in the spiritual realm. There, the same way there is light, there's a dark world as well. So whatever happens, that's in the spiritual realm. It already it's pending what's going to happen in the physical realm. That's why a lot of times they said, like with the dreams, that's God's way of warning us and telling us that, hey, something, He trying to warn us through dreams, like, hey, something is pending, something about to happen, and you need to change the trajectory of it. You know, so that's God's way of, like, dreams and visions of showing us what's going to happen, like in the physical part, because it starts with the spiritual realm. Why do you think they say call things be not as though they were? They tell you to speak things and be mindful of what you say, or call out what you want, because it starts in the spiritual realm first. What you say unlock doors. So yeah, so that's very powerful, y'all. So y'all, you know, and that's why I say I'm gonna bring awareness to this, because a lot of times we go through life and go through things unknowingly. We don't know why certain things are happening, why these stuff coming up in our dreams, why we having hard luck in something, why we can't seem to shake an addiction, why we can't get ahead, why whenever we about to do something, this stuff is having setback. Another thing, as I was just talking, I was thinking about Kevin Union was also saying, like, say you in the dream and you're about to make a transaction. Like, okay, so you in the dream, you probably about to go to the bank to make a transaction, or you about to go purchase whatever. Then when you get there, you wake up out your dream. The dream is over. So that's the sign something's interrupting you from moving forward. Or in your dream, like when you go places, the doors are shut, like the bank closed, or this fell through. That's the sign of something in the spiritual realm is trying to keep you from accessing whatever that is to move forward. So that's real. Like how people say, I go 10 steps forward to get knocked back 10 steps. So that's what it is. Like something is there keeping you from moving forward and progressing. So that's real. So just to think about that, guys, and so that's, you know, that's what I kind of want to come on and talk about. Just pretty much on just I just kind of want to finish up from what I started on Friday about dream analysis, like dream interpretation, really, because I like a lot of stuff. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff about like what certain stuff mean. Why is this happening? You know, and a lot of times I have patients, they'll come and tell me like they've been having some type of dreams and stuff like that there, and I got to break it. I have a lot of time from a clinical standpoint, we got to talk about a lot of time that stuff can be infused with trauma too. Like if you have gone through like trauma, when you traumatized and went through a bad experience, a lot of time you can have like those very lucid and bad dreams stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So it can go that way as well. Like because a lot of times, like I said, through trauma, you're basically, the mind itself goes, it's called dissociative amnesia. Like you automatically block stuff out in a traumatic event automatically. Like, that's the brain just automatically do that for you. And sometimes, like, it'll come back through sleep, through dreams, like whatever that bad thing is. And then a lot of times the patients say they wake up like they have nightmares and things like that. So a lot of times, that's why you got a lot of time face it. That goes back to facing whatever it is that you're fearing from, whatever that thing is that you not want to talk about, and things that you're not addressing. So that it's good to like bring that to the forefront, and I do a lot of that. What I'm saying, getting them to talk about, facing it, facing your fears, facing whatever it is that's hindering you, that's that roadblock that's keeping you from getting past it. You don't want to stay allow that thing to keep you stagnant in that area. So I do a lot of that too. So yeah, this is good stuff. This is interesting. A lot of time, like I say, things come from different cultures that's passed down. And people just picking up on things and don't really know, what it is they're subscribing to or what they're practicing, and that stuff is rooted probably like in witchcraft or things like that. So we got to be kind of mindful of stuff. What I'm saying? So the more I learn about a lot of this stuff, I'll bring it to my blog. I'll bring it here on my platform. Just to kind of bring awareness of what we go through. What is some of the stuff, why we go through what we go through, why we're dealing with the stuff we're dealing with, how to break those stuff, like how to, separate ourselves from whatever that is that's trying to keep us bound or trying to prevent us from, exceeding and flourishing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll bring it to the forefront. So I'm gonna go ahead and head off, y'all. It's nice out here. Just want to kind of do this live, and I said I was gonna do this tomorrow. So let me go ahead and get us out the way today. So I appreciate people come. Shorty G, y'all go check them out, y'all. That's the superstar on the live. Y'all go check him out. He's a musician. Y'all go check out his page. Thanks, Shorty G, for coming through. Marty, Cuz, anybody else who's watching the replay, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to share. Feel free, guys. Each one teach one, knowledge is power. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Y'all have a happy Sunday fun day. Have a happy, safe Memorial Day on tomorrow. Be safe, be responsible. Relax, chill, because a lot of us got to go back to work on Tuesday. So just make it a self-care day, relaxation. Don't stress, just like I always say, take your prayer to God, and leave it on the cross. Like I always used to say that, leave it on the cross. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Happy Sunday fun day.